Are they working? I'm happy with my purchase.
Come again. Yo, come again.
2000. My name is Haley, and I'm about to teach you how to make the best avocado toast of your life. This is a big avocado, so... Alright, next, sauerkraut. I understand a lot of you aren't about this, so maybe not, but hot sauce. Always a must. Garlic powder. Sorry. Rosemary. Oops. Didn't you just say fake salt? I'm in Kate's backyard. I'm getting so distracted. This is not gonna work. I'm in Kate's backyard. I wanted to be outside. It's so beautiful outside. I'm home. I'm not in New Orleans anymore for spring break, and it is never sunny like every day, but this whole week it's supposed to be like sunny and great weather, and that is so absolutely new. So I'm taking advantage of it, and I'm showing how beautiful it is. The sun is coming through. I've tried filming this so many times, but like I had to literally move locations because there was so much noise. So we're working here. So thank you, Kate. But anyway, for today's video, I wanted to talk about something that someone asked me to do a video on, and I haven't done a video like this in a minute talking about the topic. So it's just gonna be another brain spill video, kind of just like talking about comfortability with yourself. My freshman year in college, which I think I'm gonna do a whole different video about, has probably been, if not, one of the best, if not the best year of my life. I've experienced so much that isn't that positive, that's actually pretty negative, but how I've been through a lot more positive things than negative, let me just say that. But the negative and like okay, I say negative, but like the things that aren't so great turned out so beautiful, or created something so beautiful out of me, and I learned so much about myself. It's incredible. I am so thankful for this year, and one thing that I learned from this year is being so comfortable with myself. This is with every aspect of myself. This is a work in progress, guys, especially the physical part, but I'm gonna just share what I know about being comfortable with myself, and hopefully I can shed some light on you guys if you are at a place in your life where you're not comfortable at all with yourself, and I hope this can help you just a little bit. Just a little bit would make me so happy. So I hope you guys find something useful out of this video, and yeah, okay. Decided this time to write in my notebook about this. I'm gonna just kind of go on tangents, but I am going to have this as a reference thing that I've learned probably in this past year. That's why I'm going to start with it, about being comfortable with yourself, is that conversations with other people about your physical appearance, or just your physical appearance in general, is the most boring aspect of yourself. And I know I've like heard that a couple times, but I think what I'm saying is that it clicked a lot more this year, and I just realized that I when I'm talking with certain people and all our conversations are about looks and about things we don't like about ourselves, and how, like, I don't know, all that kind of conversation. I think you guys can understand what I'm saying. That is when I realized it is the most boring part of me. If that's all that person knows about me, or if that's all our conversation is going to be about, one, I don't want to be with that person in general or be surrounded by that person. But two, I don't want to be known for just that. You know, there's a lot more to us as human beings on this planet than that. And that is so important for us to realize, because that kind of leads into the second thing, which is that, which I talk about all the time, like on every platform I'm on, is that we are only on this earth for a small amount of time, a minute amount of time. And if you're going to waste your time talking about that, you are not living your life to any kind of I don't know what I'm saying. But you know what I'm saying. Like, you're literally just like, what is the point? It doesn't make any sense. If you're just living on here to change yourself, to pay bills and lose weight, not why you're living. That sounds way too deep. But you get what I'm saying. It's like, what is your point on here? I mean, we all don't know our point, but like why? So this is not me trying to diminish anyone who is insecure about themselves. So that's just how it goes. It's just you're talking about it. But I just hope you understand that, like, if you continue to talk about those things and you continue to let that consume most of your conversations, or just be what you talk about the most or care about the most, just know it is the most boring part about you. There's so much more you can offer to other people. And yeah, also, we're on this planet for such a short amount of time that it's not worth it. And I'm coming from a point in my life right now where I've gotten to this stage where it's not so hard for me to think about or have a mindset this kind of way towards myself physically or whatever. So I understand if you're at your lowest point, or if you're just so insecure to the point where you can't, like, this isn't even, like, it just seems impossible, or you are incapable of getting to this kind of mindset. This is not something that happens overnight. I don't need to tell that to you guys. You guys understand that. But, like, me just, like, you just allowing yourself to listen to me and, like, take that in and maybe subconsciously understand that this is right in some way is a step towards progress. So just, be compassionate with yourself on that, at least. I really don't know what I was saying right here. I wrote these things at like 3 a.m. It says in the grand scheme of things, I think what I was trying to say is, in the grand scheme of things, what was I trying to say? We're just gonna move on because I don't even know. So, in the past year, dealing with myself physically, and just like dealing with how I've dealt with not accepting myself, I can go back on old videos, or I can go back on, like, my journal or just other documentations and see my life when I was restricting a lot, or if I was just like I was just at a way worse mindset than I am now. If I go back to that time and I can, like, look at that, I cannot even imagine going back to that. Because one thing that my nutritionist was telling me is that, like, it's kind of sad, but you can always go back to that mindset of restricting or hating yourself or whatever. That is always there for you to go back to. But why not try and live life where you're not, and see how that might affect you? And honestly, it's like, it sounds a lot dumber and easier said than done, because obviously you want to live a life where you're not constantly thinking about hating yourself, or just, like, I guess, pointing out the negative things about yourself. It is hard to do that, and it sounds so amazing to get out of that. But whenever it's almost like a scary concept, because it doesn't seem real. It doesn't seem like it could happen. But if you just think about maybe taking it day by day and allowing yourself to maybe have that freedom, it's amazing. And I think if you just think about your life, or how your thoughts are and how your life is, back to whenever you do have that awful mindset about yourself, then you're gonna not want to be there, and you're gonna see how amazing your life is whenever you accept yourself even a little bit. Because after that, everything changes around you. Your whole projection into the world and who you surround yourself with and how life treats you is so different, because you take all of that in a different light. You're not as defensive or just so critical. I'm telling you, once you change this, it changes everything. It's not just one aspect of your life. So that's something to think about. That might not have made a lot of sense, but a lot of the things I don't say, they just kind of shit out. So anyway, another major thing that I've learned is surrounding yourself with people who make you feel good, or, like I said earlier, who, like, when you have conversations with them, it's not all about looks, it's not about physical appearance, it's not about pointing out the negative things, whatever. When you step away from that and you allow yourself time is so important, but you allow yourself to draw people in that are actually healthy in your life, is a game changer, because it only helps you, I guess, bettering your mindset. It's only a positive thing. So I know what it's like to have people where that's all your conversations are surrounded around, and it is draining and so tiring, and it's not fun at all. I just feel like I'm wasting away my life when that's all I'm talking about. And once I've allowed myself to be surrounded by people who are accepting of themselves, or allow themselves to feel accepted, or allowing themselves the space to learn to love themselves, then that is so important, because you can talk about that, and that's something that will benefit you. I'm not saying you need to cut out people who are insecure about themselves, and obviously them talking about that is just like a symptom, I guess, of that. Like, that's not what I'm saying at all, because we all have bad days anyway, you know. You're gonna have days where you're gonna want to talk about that, but if you just realize that that's what your friendship is surrounded by, your relationship is surrounded by, it's something you should definitely reflect on and maybe think about altering. Yeah, I don't know, I've just learned that, I don't want to say the hard way, but definitely in a challenging way, because you just learn how to get out of it. And I don't know, not even just like kicking that person out, but maybe you being the person, or if it's like you both need your own space to grow, that's important too, and something you need to realize. So yeah, like I said, this past year, I mean, it hasn't even been a year since I've made up the opening up video, and just me being a freshman in college, it kind of all happened really fast and was kind of just shoved in my face. So this is something I am also learning 100% day by day. I have learned so much in a year than I have in 17 years and 4 years in high school. Okay, that's a lot, but like, I've learned a lot, and having to deal with that, not by myself, but in a sense by myself, by moving away from people who kind of were my rock and were helping me at the time when I opened up about the whole situation, and kind of just having to completely detach myself from that and learn to surround myself with people who would also help me, was really difficult, and something that I had to learn how to do. And I was just so lucky and blessed to have the people brought into my life, but I think from there it just shows that good people in your life will only add a positive factor to learning how to be comfortable with yourself. Because life is just way too short. It's too short to be spending 75% of your day thinking about things that you wish you could change about yourself. It's so easy to do that. It's so easy to just constantly point out things that you hate about yourself, or just that you wish you could change. But if you have a day where your thoughts aren't consumed by that, and you realize how that day went, and how it maybe was a little bit better than how your days are whenever you are thinking about it, that's light right there. That's something that you can work towards. So it's just, and it's scary, because like, that's the thing about challenging yourself, is that you have to just dive in. You have to. I mean, you can take little steps, but each step is diving in. So it's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be uncomfortable getting to being comfortable with yourself. So that's something to just think about. But also, you're going to have rough days. It's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe most days of the week are going to be that way. But just allowing yourself to be compassionate with yourself for those 3 or 2 days that you weren't totally demolishing yourself 80% of the day, is something to be proud of, and something to, be proud of yourself on. So that was another Ramble with Haley. Thank you for tuning in. I have so much more I can cover on this topic, but honestly, I just got this question, I think, like 3 days ago. And I have a whole list of videos that you guys want to see and videos I want to make, but that one stuck out to me the most for some reason. And I don't know why, but I just felt like that needed to be talked about sooner than the other ones. So I'm going to come back to this topic later on, but I wanted to share my thoughts on what I know so far. So I love you guys so much. Again, if this helped even a little bit, that's all that matters to me. So thank you so much for watching. I love you all from the bottom of my thank you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.
Subscribe.
You want to say bye?
Yeah.
Say bye, girl.
That. Hey, fine. Hey, fine.
All right, goodbye, guys. Love you.
Bye.
Mwah.
Coming down you're so confusing. Today we're just friends, and you try to tell me it's a miscommunication. But baby, I can read right through that overcompensation. And did you really love